I'm not happy. I'm actually not. Why should I be happy about that win yesterday? Now, was it a good game? No. Was it a comfortable win? In a way, I guess you could really kind of say that. But in reality, this team, as we all know, stinks. They stink. Now, some people will say, all right, well, a win is a win. You win, you beat the Dallas Cowboys, you advance to 3-4-1. You're going into the bye, you're going to get a little bit healthier. That's not the point. This team should have killed the Cowboys last night. Killed them. There is no reason at all why they should have scored only 7 points in the first half. 7 points. Every other team the Cowboys have faced, all 7 other games that they have played in, the opposing team has scored 20 or more points against them in the first half. We had 7. Not only did we have 7, but we were actually losing to a Ben DiNucci-led Dallas Cowboys team and the leg of Greg Zuerlein. That is who we were losing to at halftime. Now, I was at the game yesterday, and it obviously didn't have the same feel as an Eagles-Cowboys game, and, I guess that's what's just going to happen for now, until we get things back to the way, we normally do. But this was actually ridiculous. If it wasn't for the defense, we lose. 100. Not even that. If it wasn't for the fact that Ben DiNucci was playing, we lose this game. I do think we beat Andy Dalton, but I do think it's a lot closer. And if Dak Prescott plays, we get destroyed. We lose. We don't even score 23 points because they take up the majority of the time. They make drives. They have drives. They don't have that with Ben DiNucci. And the fact that Doug Pederson still decided to do some of the things that he did yesterday is mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. And I'll get into that. And I'll also get into Carson Wentz. Because as you guys know, I am one of the biggest Carson Wentz supporters there is. I will ride for Carson Wentz until he is gone. Until he is kicked out of Philly, until he retires in Philly. It does not matter. I will back up my starting quarterback no matter who it is. It doesn't matter. Because Carson Wentz was the number 2 overall pick. He got paid big money, and he is in a struggling team. He's on a struggling team with a struggling offensive line, with a struggling wide receiver core, with injuries to his tight end and his running back and obviously his own line. But yesterday was unacceptable. 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. Awful. It was awful. He looked terrible. 15 of 27 for 123 yards. And I don't think that Jalen Hurts should ever play over Carson Wentz. I don't believe that. I don't understand the idea and the narrative that Jalen Hurts would come in and just automatically be a superstar quarterback. I will never understand that. The kid played in college. He played at a high level of college football in Oklahoma and at Alabama. But that is not the NFL. And might I remind you, he didn't win anything in college. He was a good college quarterback, but he was replaced by Tua Tagovailoa. He was replaced. And Tua won the national championship, not Jalen Hurts. That is why he went to Oklahoma in the first place, because he got replaced. So don't tell me, I don't understand why people think that this kid is going to be Joe Burrow, why he's going to be Justin Herbert, because he's not. If he was, he would have been a top 10 pick. He would have gone to the Giants. He would have gone to Jacksonville. That's where he would have gone. Instead, he went 53rd to the Eagles because Howie Roseman and Doug Pederson and Jeffrey Lurie thought it was a great idea to make a quarterback factory. Those are their words, not mine. And instead of addressing other needs. But, that's on them. And the reason why Jalen Hurts even smells the field at this point in his career is because the Eagles front office is too self-centered to realize that they have made a mistake and they won't ever address that. That is the problem with this team. You have J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, who stinks. He had 5 plays yesterday. He was on for 5 snaps. I only saw him in 1. He might have played 5, maybe. And then you're taking snaps away from Greg Ward. You're taking snaps away from Fulgham, Jalen Reagor. Those are the guys that you're taking snaps away from because of your mistake. When, oh yeah, that's right, somebody named DK Metcalf is probably a top 5 receiver this year. Yeah, but you didn't want him, right? You tried to outsmart everybody, Howie. That's on you. And it's coming back to bite the Eagles. And I'll make other videos on that because I really want to focus on this Cowboys game. But it was absolutely ridiculous. Another thing that was bad in this game was Doug Pederson's play calling. Why on earth are you shying away from the run against the worst run defense in the NFL, maybe in history? And they just traded Everson Griffin, so you know they have no front. You know they have no, penetration up front. They have none. And Boston Scott, who was averaging 9 yards a carry at this point in the game, you decide to take a shot to John Hightower 40 yards down the field on a 40-mile-per-hour windy night. That's what you decide to do. And then you decide to go for it on 4th down when they have Ben DiNucci. Come on. They don't have Dak. You're not going to be trailing in this game by an insane amount. You can win. There's no reason why Doug Pederson should have ever gone for it on 4th and 3. If it was 4th and 1, okay, congrats. Go for it. I don't care at that point. Because it's 4th and 1. You have a 6'5 quarterback. If he can't get a yard, then you don't deserve the yards. But on 4th and 3, why on earth are you going for that, Doug? Why are you... And then it's 1st and goal. You bring in Hurts. Everybody knows what's going to happen every time you bring in Jalen Hurts. Has Jalen Hurts hit the end zone once this year, whether it's a throw or a pass? I don't think he has. He hasn't completed 1 2-point conversion. He hasn't scored yet this season, so stop playing him. He is not going to just magically become Joe Burrow or Tua or Justin Herbert. He is not going to do that. He was a 2nd-round pick for a reason, and he shouldn't even have been a 2nd-round pick. He should have been more 3rd or 4th, because we were the only team to take a quarterback in rounds 2 or 3 instead of drafting something of need. It blows my mind that they play this guy. Another guy that kills me when they play him is Corey Clement. Let me be clear, Howie and Doug Pederson. This is not the Super Bowl anymore. You can let him go because he stinks. 5 carries for 24 yards on 4.8 average. He was god-awful. He does not know how to hit the hole. He does not know how to run. He fumbles all the time. He is not good. Please let this narrative go that Corey Clement is going to all of a sudden be Barry Sanders. Because that's what they make this guy. They put this guy out there for no reason at times. I'd rather have our backup play than him, because he just doesn't do anything. He's not going to do... He is not the Corey Clement from the Super Bowl. He's not. He's not. He's not that power back in LeGarrette Blount. He's not that speed back in Sanders or Scott. He's Corey Clement. And the only reason why he is even in the NFL still is because we are looking back at one game that he has had in his career, and that is the Super Bowl. And that's the reason why Jason Peters is still here. That's the reason why the majority of these players are still here, is because they can't get the fact that the Eagles won the Super Bowl. They are still in the Super Bowl hangover from 2 years ago. They're keeping guys here for no reason at this point. Why is Jason Peters getting snaps at right guard over Jordan Mailata, who has been great these past couple weeks. You change him, and he had no business playing right tackle last night for Lane Johnson. He had no business being in that spot when he hasn't played there all season. And he's been playing good there at right guard. Fulgham is the only bright spot on this team, at least from last night. 6 receptions for 78 yards, a touchdown. The kid can play. Now, I don't really know how I feel about him yet. I do think he's a legit player, but I don't know where he's going to be at for his career. I don't know if he's going to be at 1, 2, 3. I'm guessing 2. Wide receiver 2, I would guess that's where he would play. And then you play Rieger in the slot, who had a touchdown yesterday. Goddard was really a non-factor. He was only thrown to once, 1 for 15. Greg Ward was targeted 5 times. He had 3 receptions for 10 yards. I mean, John Hightower was targeted 3 times. He didn't catch a single ball. He can't track one, and you're throwing in the 40 miles an hour wind. I don't really understand what Carson really thought, and he just has to learn how to throw the ball away at this point. I mean, the 2 fumbles that Carson had, especially the first one. Why on earth was he holding that ball? It was like 9 seconds. He held that ball for 9 seconds. I just don't know. But thank God for the defense. TJ Edwards had himself a day. He had like 13 tackles, a sack. He had a forced fumble. Jalen Mills had a pretty solid game. Josh Sweat, he's always active. Fletch, he had a sack this game and 2 tackles for loss. Slay went out, and so did Malik Jackson, but Doug did say that they were going to be okay in his press conference today. Vinny Curry had a sack and a forced fumble or something like that. The defense played good. I'll give them that. You got to give credit where credit's due, and the defense definitely won us this game, as dumb as that is. But at this point, we're going into the bye 3-4-1. We play the Giants right after the bye. We got to get a win there. And then we play the Browns. And then we play a tough 3-game stretch with Seattle, Green Bay, and New Orleans. Then we play the Cardinals, Dallas again, and then Washington, most likely for that division. But who knows at this point, guys? I mean, I don't know. This team is very frustrating. No reason why they should have only scored 23 points last night. No reason why we should have been losing at halftime to a Ben DiNucci, Greg Zuerlein-led Dallas Cowboys team. There's just no reason for it. But with that being said, if you are new to the channel and you do like Philadelphia sports, Eagles, Sixers, Phillies, Flyers, and the Philadelphia Union, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you are new. Or tell your friends, tell your family. It doesn't really matter. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And as you can tell, I'm a very passionate fan, as I just sat here yelling at the screen for 13 minutes. But, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I am out. Peace.